I welcome you all to the launch of PEGA Teach, which one of India's largest CSR programs working in the area of government schools. First, if you look at why an initiative like this is important, if you look at the statistics I have just mentioned there, 76% of our Indian students do not even make it to high schools. We have about 17% classrooms where we do not even have teacher. The education is really in crisis, not just in India, but across the world. We really are going through an education crisis. And if you see why education, because we believe, PEGA and Teach for Change believes, that education more than any other sector of development seeds dramatic improvement in poverty reduction. We can work on gender equality. We have better health outcomes. We have child immunization, HIV/AIDS prevention, environmental protection, wildlife conservation. All this can be done, but nothing with education. So simply put, most widely available public education will lead to a prosperous, peaceful, and sustainable future of the world. Today, we are really in need of a peaceful world. So what is Teach for Change? Teach for Change was established in 2014 by actor Lakshmi Manchu and myself. We have been working to empower high school students in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Vijayawada, and Vizag. Our intervention is at high school level with English and a leadership program. We have had 1,000 plus volunteers over the last 3 academic years. Biggest of the political leaders, celebrities, sports personalities, and business leaders have pledged their support to Teach for Change over the last 3 years. We have impacted about 6,000 students over the last 3 academic years with the Teach for Change program in government schools. And we have successfully created a community of teachers, headmasters, government bodies, volunteers who are working to change the way our schools operate. So now looking at what is PEGA Teach for Change. PEGA, as you know, is a software giant. And today PEGA and Teach for Change are coming together for a partnership called PEGA Teach for Change. It's one of the most unique CSR partnership in the country. Because I know of a lot of NGOs, having been in this industry for about 10 years now. I know how corporates come forward and spend their CSR fund. For a lot of corporates, it's compulsory to spend their 2% of their profits as CSR. So they just give it away to NGOs. They recognize NGOs and give it away. But here, the most unique part of this partnership is that the leadership of Mr. Suman Reddy, who is the managing director of PEGA India, it is his special interest that this partnership has come into place. He has taken the most minutest details. He has sat with our team. We have sat through with the CSR team of PEGA and made this program, where PEGA is totally involved with the Teach for Change program. Every element of this program is carefully designed by PEGA and Teach for Change together. So here it's not just about giving away the CSR fund, but the corporate is involved. PEGA is also helping Teach for Change because, as I and Lakshmi Manchu always say, we are a very small organization with very big dreams. So we always need help. PEGA has come on board and they have helped us make our outlook and our work more professional. So what we are trying to create through PEGA Teach for Change is equal opportunity through it. We strongly believe that if you do not provide equal opportunities to all these, you cannot give them equal opportunities in life. We will have a lot of students, we will have a lot of them below poverty if you do not create equal opportunity. You have to create equal quality education for everybody, and then you can have them compete in life. But today, if you look at it, our government school students do not get the quality education which their counterparts in private schools would get. So this is an attempt, PEGA Teach for Change is an attempt to bring equal opportunity through education for everybody. The biggest takeaway of this program would be that our English program, the Teach for Change English program, which now is PEGA Teach for Change English program, will be certified with TOEFL certification, which I think is the biggest takeaway of this partnership with PEGA. Because it's the first time in India that an English program for a government school kid would be certified with TOEFL. It has been happening in international schools. Now you can see a lot of international schools across the country where they would certify their students with a TOEFL standard or a TOEFL. This is the first time that a government school student in the country would be certified with a TOEFL standard and TOEFL junior certificate. Why this certificate is important? Because the 100-hour program after which the student will be certified in the TOEFL English certificate will ensure that every student who is passing out of a PEGA Teach for Change class will be able to speak equal to their private counterpart across the globe. Because TOEFL is a standardized examination across the globe. Wherever you go across the world, if you are able to pass a TOEFL certification, you would be able to speak like a high school student across any private school across the world. Then the next time is that, next element is that we would be establishing 10 digital centers with state-of-the-art technology with a full-time trainer. So here these digital centers will not just act as a computer lab, but they will also act as a digital library. They will act as training centers for students who have dropped out or unemployed youth in the community. So the digital center will not only reach out to the government school, but it will also reach out to the community around the government school. The digital center will be designed in a way that it helps students, the 6 to 10 students in the government school, but it will also reach out to unemployed youth in that community. It will reach out to young people in the community who may not have access to computer. It will also reach out to women in the community who would want to surf the internet and learn more information from the internet. The third element of this partnership would be, we would recognize and develop 10 government schools as model schools. When we say model schools, we want to be able to establish these schools at par with any other private school in the country. So we are not just looking at infrastructure development. Infrastructure development is part of this, but majority of our, majorly we would be focusing on value-based education, because we believe that education is important, but more than just education, value-based education is important. Because today, if you look at the world, we are in a crisis. We have wars all over the place. We have environmental degradation. We have so many issues going on. And if we have to tackle all these issues, I truly believe, and Pega Teach for Change truly believes, that value-based education is the answer for all these problems. So these 10 government schools, which would be model schools, will have a yoga class in place. We would bring in newspaper education in these schools. We would bring in a lot more elements to make this school really a model school, not just in terms of infrastructure, but in terms of systems in these schools.